Warwick Half Marathon 2026. In a moment, you're going to see someone explain a Molly Olly's much better than I can. It's a charity, so dip your hand in your pocket.
I entered late. Apparently I'm running for you. Yeah, I'm videoing. I put it on YouTube. Is that all right?
Yeah, of course it is.
What?
Fab.
Yeah, what is Molly's Ollies? I have to admit that it was the last minute pace that I got.
Yeah, we're a children's charity.
Okay.
Yeah, so we help kids 0 to 18 that have got life-threatening illnesses around the UK. But we're based in Warwick, which is why we're the charity partner of the Half Marathon.
Oh, brilliant. All right, well, I'm really happy to support in a little way.
What's your name, sorry?
It's Jason Corner, but on YouTube it's Corner Running.
Okay, fab.
All right. Is it all right if I leave that?
Yeah, put it on my
Thank you.
Oh, lovely. I ran away from that, just honestly, I felt like I was floating. It was incredible. And I felt a little bit ashamed that I hadn't paid attention to the charity that I was signed up with. But anyway, yeah, it's just incredible. It really is. So I'm going to talk about Molly Olly's, and I'm really sorry if I get a few details wrong. I've read about Molly's story. It took me about 2 minutes to donate, so dip into your pockets and chuck a bit of money their way. Oh my goodness, my face. Oh, sorry, what a horrible start. So Warwick Half Marathon. It's really nice. It's really, really lovely. Someone told me it was going to be flat, and it totally isn't. So prepare yourself for that if you ever do this again. But anyway, yeah, I knew I wasn't going to try really hard. I was trying to do marathon pace, and you can see the start is a little bit chaotic, but it's always going to be. I put myself in completely the wrong place. You just have to be a bit patient, and you always feel like you're losing loads of time, but you're really not. So if you're ever in this situation because you've faffed around and haven't got to the start in time, like chill out. It's all right. You're not going to lose big seconds. I think maybe 20 seconds or something is what I lost, and it was quite nice anyway to start off nice and chilled. So the plan was actually this was really interesting. So my plan wasn't to come out of the other end of this seeing my running completely differently, and I won't say completely differently, but some stuff put my little anxieties about injury into perspective today. So maybe I'll talk about that as I go through. Not to say I didn't try. I started off sort of at my good for age marathon pace. I wanted to see if the hip was all right. Spoiler alert, it was. I'm really happy about that. Definitely feel it, but I think I can work with it if I just sort of back off a little bit for a few weeks. Anyway, it's really nice. I like these town centre starts. Really, really nice. It's a little bit more uphill. This is when I got a bit suspicious. I don't know if the person that told me it was going to be flat, I'm not convinced they weren't playing a little game with me. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I quite like a hill, to be honest. But yeah, it definitely started with a bit of an incline where I was thinking, maybe it goes out into the countryside and then it's like a pan flat, or maybe it's like a helter-skelter and you kind of go up for a mile and then it's just downhill for the rest of it. It definitely wasn't. So because I've done this in segments, I haven't been able to do like pace or heart rate. I have put up my splits. You'll see them occasionally in the left hand of the screen. And at the moment, I think I'm just playing this little game of knowing that I'm losing sort of 20, 30 seconds in the first mile. I'm okay with that. I just, I spent, crikey, what did I do? I spent at least the first 45 minutes when I got out of my car. I was there a bit early. Just trying on all the different pairs of shoes. If a runner, like a burglar who's also a runner, ever breaks into my car, they're going to have like a really nice time, because I probably shouldn't say, but I think I kept trying them on. I tried my Alpha Flies on and I decided I just wasn't mentally resilient enough to have people looking at me because I make so much noise. So like I probably should have run in those. Then I remembered that I had my Meta Speed Rays in there, and I thought But then I put those on and I decided that would put me in the wrong headspace and I'd really try for a PB or something. Then I tried on my Interval Elite 2s, high class problems these, and they felt really comfy, but I think I was listening to a bit of ChatGPT, said they were too unstable, which I don't agree with, but it got inside my head. And then life hack, I remembered, there's a bit of downhill here. You can't really see the gradients that much. I probably should have kept gradient on, but it would have been out of sync actually. And then I was like, oh wow, I've got my Deviate Nitro Elite 2. I've forgotten. What, they 2 or 3? Anyway, whatever, the latest ones. And so I held my ground and stopped being a little bit mental and decided to just run in those. And I call them a training shoe, but they're really not. They're like a high-performance shoe, so it's all fine. I've got no excuses. The girl on the left in the green top, I think she's from a club. There was lots of runners in that vest, and she pops up lots in this video. And she's got, I think we need to have a second later on where we all appreciate how smooth she is and her wonderful running gait. So anyway, I was sort of dancing around a little bit, trying to do my little blind spot checks so I don't take anyone out. But I just think any sort of start, it's quite narrow, isn't it? It's always going to be a little bit chaotic. So anyway, I'm sort of thinking, like at this point, I'm thinking, all right, I feel all right. I would say I woke up and I knew something had improved in my hip because I ran relatively pacey yesterday, not like fast, but like a week ago that would have sort of like been a bit of a grumble in the hip, and it was all right. So I kind of feel like I've sort of worked out the bits that I need to sort of rub a little bit to ease it off and like ignore, anyway, whatever. So I don't need to bang on about that for the rest of this video, because it's fine. It felt it a little bit. And funny enough, the bit I felt the most was at the end. I had like post-run cough, and whenever I coughed, I think it was making my psoas muscle like flex. And I was going, and swearing. And I'm going to try and get through this whole video without swearing, because I just think, this girl on the right, she's got fast stars on. And I think she's slightly out of camera, but we have a little chat, just because like if someone's wearing fast stars, I feel like I need to acknowledge that they're wearing fast stars. So I think in like when this breaks out, when it starts again, you might be able to hear the chat. I think it's now. I think I'm talking to her now, but I can't see because she's slightly off camera. Anyway, I really hope you got what you were going for. I think you said 134. So there you go. I'm quietly confident you got under that. So the first mile you can see quite slow. That was way off marathon pace, and then I picked it up a little bit, and 6:50, feeling really comfortable at that. And I kind of like, I wouldn't say I constantly check my watch. But yeah, so we're having a little chat here, and then I felt a little bit like I said a stupid thing. I think I said something along the lines, I think it sounded a bit silly. I think I said, I'm doing marathon pacing, which you don't need to say that. If someone's trying for a PB, I think it's a really, I'm trying not to swear. I don't know how that's going to go. Anyway. Yeah, something came out of my mouth, and I don't know. Anyway, it was a bit stupid, and I sort of said, I'm trying to marathon pace, and I think what I really wanted to say was, anyway, who knows. So, lots of stretches of roads. It was really nice, really beautiful. I didn't realise it was going to be closed roads, mainly because I didn't read my race instructions. But I've settled in now, a couple of miles in, and I'm feeling really good. And I feel like maybe I'll push on a bit. So I think I've pushed on, and I've stopped annoying the lady that I was running with by putting my foot in it. Anyway, by now I've definitely clocked. No, have I? I don't know. I've sort of. I think I've gone over a few lumps now, and I'm thinking maybe the person who told me it was going to be flat lives in Scotland or something, or Cornwall, where it's proper hilly. So maybe in comparison to that, I mean, I wouldn't say it was violently hilly, but it's definitely more rolling than a sort of my typical PB courses. But then again, I live in Norfolk, so I've not really got the best sort of baseline to go off of when I'm comparing other races. So I sort of I think at this point I was sort of toying with the idea of picking it up a little bit. And I think my splits, when you see them again, I was going to try and get the mile markers, but I didn't quite. You see all these vests? That club must be massive. I don't know which one it is. I can't quite see. And I was like, all I had to do, there was about 200 of them, and all I had to do was, that's moving around a little bit. Stir. I can't read it. Damn it. Maybe I'll be able to see one a bit later on when my camera's a little more still. Anyway, it was nice. It was nice to see that. I wasn't wearing my club vest. I wanted to run unaffiliated so that I could record this. I don't wear the head camera when I'm running for my club because I just don't want to sort of like, because I'm a bit sweary, so I kind of think like just keep those two things separate. And I haven't sworn so far, so pat on the back, me. I think as well, somewhere around here, I speak to some more people from Molly Olly's. And yeah, so it was really, really lovely. The people that I started off with, I think I saw them somewhere around here. I'd seen lots of people in pink, and then I realised that I bought a last minute entry. And it was a bit more expensive because the money goes towards this charity, and I'd sort of seen it was Molly Olly's, and I feel a bit embarrassed that I hadn't really read about it, and I think it's made me think a little bit about sort of that type of thing, because I know I've done that a few times where last minute entries, often if they're associated with the charity, they hold on for a little bit longer. So anyway, I read about it, and it was absolutely amazing as a charity. And it really, after that gentleman told me about the charity, I just, honestly, it was like I was floating coming out of there. And I think my brain just changed completely, and it sort of got me out of my high-class problems. I was banging on about them at Parkrun, and just thinking, like, there's these amazing people giving up their time to stand on the side of the road and cheer people on, to try and raise money. That's the important part. It is about money and awareness for their charity, and they do amazing things. They'd written books, and there was a video, and Molly was narrating the video as well, and it was all about children that might get various treatments for terminal or really serious illnesses and how they cope with them. And I think the books are really incredible. Didn't read one, but I saw them, and I just think what an amazing thing. And I think it made me feel really, really happy, really, really light, because out of something so emotional is something so positive. And I think in the world today, what a wonderful thing to have, because we can convince ourselves that the world is a stressful, scary place, or I can sometimes. And so I just loved seeing that. It was really wonderful, and it carried me through this course. So I'm back to yet another hill. Oh God, I can see the splits are coming up. I think I do all right. I think I'm all right for the first few miles. Where are we? We're halfway through. 6:51, 6:50. So that's all right. That's not that's marathon pacey. I must admit, I wasn't really looking, but when I looked at the splits at the end, I felt really comfortable. So and it was quite a challenging course, definitely much more challenging than Newport Marathon's going to be. So yeah, I sort of felt quietly confident. I didn't sort of look at my pulse rate, but I think that was very respectable, other than the last few miles where I got a bit bored and decided I wanted to stretch out. That's not fair. I wanted to just test to see how the hip was behaving at a slightly higher speed. Yeah, so this was really nice. At this stage, it was a really hilly part, and whenever I see a downhill, I think a lot of people, this gentleman in front of me, he proper went downhill, and I was really, really jealous, because I can't run down hills. Not because I can't, but because I know when I run downhill, fluidly, I either fall over or I get injured. My body just can't handle running downhill like that. Oh no, there's a little kick up and then it's downhill. So I think I said something when I was running downhill, which you might be able to hear, but it was slagging off the person who told me it was going to be flat, which is disingenuous. It's more Molly Olly. I was saying, there you go. There we go. Go on, go back, scroll back. It genuinely only took me like 2 minutes to donate. Like, I'm not very good at this. I don't know that I'm the best person to promote this. All I can say is an amazing charity, and if you've got a bit of spare change, like a tenner, 50 quid, something like that, chuck it in. I'm sure it will do a lot of good, and it will make you feel better, and it will make the recipients of the money feel better, and it will make all of this worthwhile, as will raising awareness. Because I think part of it isn't just the money. That's obviously important, but I think part of it is probably about the things that they're doing. I got a real sense when I was looking at the website, because I felt like I really wanted to understand. There he goes. He's going really fast. I really wanted to understand it better, and it's about sharing, children sharing their experiences of these illnesses, and how they cope and how they learn about them. That's why I really like the books, and you can buy those as well, and you can buy the cool little teddies as well. There was one on the car at the start. So I think by now I'm feeling really good, and I'm thinking, shall I stretch out a little bit? I do stop to talk to some wonderful people from the Molly Olly charity. Here's the... I spoke to this gentleman on the left. We had a lovely little chat. He told me that he lived... I better not give away his address. Mile 9. What do we have? Did I miss? I missed mile... Oh, no, there we go. 6:51, 6:42. So you can see I'm starting to pick it up a little bit. But we had a really lovely chat. And he was talking to me about how his training had suffered because he's got young children. And I so identified with that. My daughter is lovely, and she's grown up now. She's 19, but I totally get where he's coming from. I was absolutely battered and sleep deprived. So for this gentleman to be running this fast on probably half an hour's sleep in 2025, I think that's a medical marvel. Well done, mate. And he's sort of talking me through, and we're sort of having a chat of the countryside, and he told me about a race that's near there that sounded quite cool, and I sort of want to go back. This is very much my sort of terrain. I really like this kind of rolling hills and stuff. So Kenilworth, something like that. Yeah, it was really beautiful. I'm really glad as well that I didn't wear the Meta Speed Rays, because they would have been a disaster. You can see the roads. I would have been all over the place, and definitely the traction wouldn't have been there. So I was quite happy. The DV8 Nitro Elites, I would say, I've never raced in... quiet.
It's a Jason Corner. If you look on YouTube, it's under Corner Running. But it's been really nice learning about your charity. I entered last minute.
Thank you for doing
Thank
it.
you so
We're very
much.
pleased that
No, it's great. See if we can. See if we can.
You better get back on it, haven't you?
Yeah.
Too much chatting.
Right, I'll walk the rest, eh?
Well played.
Yeah, great.
Oh, God, do you know what? No, it's just... honestly, I ran away from that station, and I sort of I thought they were going to talk about Molly Olly, and they were sort of cheering me on, but anyway, it wasn't about that. It was about the interaction. Just incredible. Just really, really incredible. I think it made me reflect, definitely, throughout this event, sort of on where my head's been at, and it's been very, very much focusing in on me. And there's a lot more going on in the world than me, thank God. So really, really lovely to just see them. It was such a nice thing, really was. I floated out of there, and I just felt great throughout this whole event. I felt great, and I think it's because there was so much sort of positivity and stuff in there, and it's a real mirror that can be held up to you. Maybe when you're in a slightly self-invested sort of headspace. So yeah, I think at this point, I'm not quite sure if these are runners that sort of went out a bit hard, or if these are some runners that are doing a slightly... I think there might have been a shorter event on as well. I don't know. But I did speed up a little bit towards the end as well, so maybe that's all that's going on here. And I was trying to turn on my head cam for the mile markers, and I'd intended to try and capture most of them, and I clearly haven't. I think my concentration went a little bit. I forgot when I went to Sainsbury's last night to get the SIS beta gel, so I was a bit undernourished for this race as well. I had those normal ones; they just don't cut it for me. I'm like a furnace for calories. Yeah, so I think at the moment, if I had to guess, I think I'm somewhere around mile 11 or 10 and a half, I think. And just up ahead, because I've stopped a couple of times, I was running with this chap. He's got a yellow high-vis top on. And we were having a good old chat. He was saying he wants to beat his brother because his brothers did 1:34. And at the time that we were talking, I'm pretty sure, I think he got it. I'm pretty sure he would have got it. So you beat your brother, yeah, woo. Because I'm pretty sure we were on for a 1:31, or I don't really know at that point. And then I stopped to chat to those people along the way from the charity. And so he's sort of ahead of me a little bit, and I sort of had this vision of like, if he was lagging a little bit, I'd just try and drag him along, but he was going all right. He didn't need me. Here we go. Here's the amazing gate. Look at it, so smooth. It's incredible. Really, really good. I love it. It's like incredible posture as well. Fantastic. Does anyone else do that? I don't know if that's weird, but like I when someone runs really smoothly, here he is. Yeah, when someone runs really smoothly, it's like I like it. It's like really impressive. So mile 10, you can see I sped up a little bit, and then I sort of like thought, maybe like don't do that. I just wanted to enjoy it, I think. Oh, there's mile 12. Okay, good. So here's the gentleman with the backpack on, the hydration vest, and I'm pretty sure he looks really smooth, doesn't he? Yeah, he's going some. He's definitely, check your watch, but you're on for it, mate. Hey, brilliant. I didn't get his name, but I'm pretty sure he's beaten his brother, so mission accomplished. Yeah, this is really nice. So I kind of think maybe it could be a PB course in a way, because the finish, I'd say the last 3k, maybe not quite that, but like definitely like the last 4k sort of is mostly downhill with a couple of bumps, and the last 2k is almost entirely downhill. So like at this point, I think I've picked it up a lot, and I'm probably at my actual, I don't quite know, but I'm probably somewhere around my PB pace now for half marathon, and maybe, yeah, I don't know, yeah, but like I was feeling really good, but mainly because it's downhill. It was really lush, and I didn't really know where I was, so I wasn't aware that I was actually much closer to the finish. But again, like I say, I think at this point, this is probably one of my faster miles. I think this was like a 6:30, 6:25, something like that. I think at this point, my hip wasn't painful. I wasn't running. I wasn't sheltering it. I wasn't doing anything weird with it. But like I was just sort of like, okay, the pace perhaps is the one thing that could get me. So I don't think I'm going to bang out any massively fast 5Ks for a little while. And he says, definitely doing that at parkrun. Maybe I'll pick like soft ground or something, or like, I don't know, whatever. Yeah, so like I'm just really enjoying it. Honestly, this event blew me away. Run through, do really good events. I always find them like a little bit pricier, but I'd rather pay a little bit extra to have an event that's really sort of well put on, and like there's little things like Jason's toilet obsession, but like it does make a difference if you sort of like stood there for like half an hour queuing. And like you definitely didn't. They had the funniest toilets. They had the male urinals. I should have started on this. No, probably not. Start on the charity, Jason. Don't start on urinals. But like they were like being on stage. It was hilarious. And I did have a really nice chat with one gentleman. Oh god, it's so funny. I don't know why there are different rules. Like in any other environment, that would just be super weird. But like, it's not for running, apparently. Or maybe it is. Maybe everyone else is like, oh, this is really nice. I like that. When I'm older, I want someone to bring me outside so I can watch half marathons. That's all I want. That's kind of why I'm doing all of these videos, so I can just watch them on constant repeat and either be happy or really, really morbidly depressed. So it's nice here. I'm much closer to the finish than I actually realised at this point. But again, I'm not going to get into like sprint finishes or anything. I kind of might have had a cheeky look at my watch. I think it came up as 1:30, like flat, which is like mission accomplished. I kind of thought that's what I wanted to go at with the 2 stops. I think it actually probably came up as 1:28, but with the 2 stops it was like a minute each or something like that. So yeah, I think no, that's not mile 12, Jason. You've got that completely wrong. Anyway, I think I just want to thank the wonderful volunteers who put on the race. I want to thank the amazing volunteers who I imagine have been affected by the help that Molly Olly's wishes are providing. I imagine they have some personal experience, so I just want to acknowledge that. And I want to thank everyone for making me think about my life a bit more. If you can, just dip your hand in your pocket. I know it's super annoying if people say that, and I don't often say it, but like, I think it is an amazing charity. It just seems to be really, really purposeful and have a really clear vision for what it's going to do. And it took me like not even like 2 minutes to donate. So yeah, just scroll back, there's a link there, or just Google Molly Olly, and it comes up. Click on donate, and then there's all sorts of ways you can donate, none of which will take you very long at all. Yeah, and there's my car. This is my Citroen C1. I think you can see my Citroen C1 with like a grand's worth of carbon shoes in it. There it is. Hey! I did have a moment where I thought I'd left my camera on top of the car when I got home to Norwich. I was like, where is it? Where is it? And I thought, oh no, you've done that thing where you've left it on top of the car, but I hadn't. And we're coming in. This gentleman's given it a good old go in the last bit. Really nice. You come into the race course. And yeah, and then you're going to go through the car park. Really lovely. Again, like, I've got loads more in me, but I really don't want to risk any sort of hero sprint finishes. I'm just going to enjoy the moment, soak it all up. There was a lovely band playing on the right hand side, and it's such a feel-good experience. So thank you, Warwick Half Marathon 2026. You're amazing. I'll definitely be back, but I might not stay at the Holiday Inn again. Actually, that's not fair. It was all right. I should have done a whole thing on Holiday Inn. But anyway, that's not important. The last mile was something like, I think I did myself a disservice. It was a 6:14. Yeah, I robbed myself of 3 seconds. Some wonderful lilies. Go on. I think these might be all the people trying to get sub 90 minutes, I reckon. Not sure, maybe. Yeah, I think we're on the cusp. We'll see the time as we go through. I literally haven't really looked. I think it is somewhere around there, but I'm not sure. It took us ages to get over the line as well, so it's probably not lined up. And where is it? It's somewhere. I think I try and do like a little jump of a puddle in a second, and it's really unglamorous. I was going to do that little heel flick thing where you jump in the air and then tap your heels, but I decided I might look like a right dickhead. Oh shit, I've sworn. Oh, don't. I nearly did a whole video without any swears. I did it twice. Oh dear. Okay, go and donate. Warwick, you were amazing. Thank you.